All right, so today is day 8. We've actually made it 8 days out of our 30-day ChatGPT video tips. And I'm going to try to go quick because this one is, I think, one of my most favorite lessons to be able to share with you guys, or tutorial or tip to share with you guys. There's a lot to say, so you guys please strap in. I am going to cheat a little bit. I did ask ChatGPT to take what I wanted to teach and put it sort of like, I didn't ask for a script, but I said put it more like a presentation where I could just read this and then we're going to jump into the actual exercise. So today we're going to be covering personas. So I'm going to start at the very top. What in the world is a ChatGPT persona? So you know that default ChatGPT, right? It's all serious, professional, like a fancy robot in a suit. OpenAI worked hard to make it suitable for everyone, but let's face it, it can be a bit boring. And guess what? By default, ChatGPT taps into this super smart knowledge base or knowledge database called LLM, which stands for large language model, which it can be a bit overwhelming to handle. It's like trying to tame a wild unicorn. Fear not, the AI Shaman is here to help. This is where ChatGPT personas come to the rescue. A ChatGPT persona is like a virtual mask that you can put on your chat AI buddy. You see, ChatGPT remembers everything you say during a session, so you can set the rules for your conversation, and that includes giving ChatGPT a whole new personality. Now, here's the fun part. Crafting a prompt for the persona is like being a mad scientist in the lab language. You can go wild, create a complex prompt with a decent length, in other words, provided a lot of information. It's like painting a detailed portrait of a character you want your AI friend to become. Be warned though, my fellow knowledge seekers, it's kind of a tricky game. You'll be staring at a blank page, pondering the mysteries of persona creation. However, I, the AI Shaman, am here to guide you. So here are some essential ingredients to spice up your persona description. We're down here, folks, right here. First thing you do is give your ChatGPT persona a snazzy name like Professor Quipster or Captain Chatterbox. Let the creativity flow when it comes to naming your ChatGPT buddy. Tone. Specify the mood you want your AI buddy to embody. Is it a cheerful joker or a sarcastic smartass? The choice is yours. Language style. Does your persona speak like Shakespeare or drop pop culture references like a walking, talking meme? Let the language or linguistic adventures begin. Knowledge scope. Decide how much knowledge your persona should have. Are they a walking encyclopedia or more like a curious novice? Depending on the outcome you desire, you need to choose wisely. Quirks. Add some unique quirks to your persona to make them stand out. Maybe they have an obsession with butterflies or a tendency to break into spontaneous dance routines. It's all about the fun, and as a mentor of mine once said, if you're not having fun, you're not making money. Can you guys guess who that is? Remember, this is just a starting point. Let your imagination run wild and create the most entertaining and amusing ChatGPT persona, if the situation calls for it, that the digital world has ever seen. Good luck, and may the AI be with you. So now let's actually get into some of these exercises. So buckle in, because this is going to go a little quick for you, and you guys can always rewind and watch it again. So the first one is probably the most used or the most well-known persona, and that's where you tell ChatGPT to act as X. Act, like in this example, act as an article writer. Please give me an article on sound healing. So if I took that, use that prompt, and gave it a persona of an article writer, act as an article writer, please give me an article on sound healing. And I ran this, we're going to see it comes back with an article based on sound healing. Okay? Didn't have to give it much more than that. Now, the next way we could do it is actually be more specific. Act as an article writer who specializes in articles about holistic healing. Please give me a 300-word article on sound healing. So that gives it more information to work with. So I'm going to come back in here and say, forget the previous chat and go by the following. And so now I'm going to say, act as an article writer who specializes in articles about holistic healing. Please give me a 300-word article on sound healing. So is it always going to nail how many words that you ask it for? Not necessarily. But if you give it more instructions, then it's going to do better when it writes, right? If you just give it a little bit more clarity. So I'm not really going to get into comparing both of these right now. I don't really have the time because I want to jump into the next one. You can also prompt ChatGPT with something to the effect of, you are a professional marketer. You have 20 years of experience helping companies achieve superior results from the outbound sales programs you help create. For every interaction, ask me any question that will help you provide a more effective and personalized answer. If you guys remember, that's sort of like the Q&A method I like using when it comes to seasoning, right? The third thing we could do is something like this. Please assume the persona of Kevin Hart, the well-known stand-up comedian who has since starred in Hollywood films and on TV. He has also received several well-received comedy albums and responds to my questions as if you were him during one of his stand-up comedy routines. Please share your thoughts, wisdom, and experiences from your time as a stand-up comic in how I can add humor to my ChatGPT tutorials. And I missed an R right there. So if I was to take this persona or descriptive persona and say, okay, so I'm asking him to pretend to be Kevin Hart. How can I make this lesson on ChatGPT personas more entertaining and fun? And now it's supposed to be behaving like Kevin Hart. So when you read the following, you got to pretend in your mind that it's Kevin Hart talking, right? So you really got to listen for it because it actually writes it pretty well. So, hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kevin Hart, here to bring you, I can't do it because it's already making me laugh imagining him, but here to bring the laughter and drop some comedic knowledge on how to make your ChatGPT tutorials more entertaining and fun. Now let me tell you, the way he talks, humor is the secret ingredient that spices up any lesson, and it's the same thing that's going to make your ChatGPT tutorials pop. So as you can see, it starts to salt and pepper some Kevin Hart into this persona because I asked it to, right? So the last thing I want to share with you guys is you can actually learn like a topic like on history from ChatGPT by using a more extensive persona with the following prompt details. And this one I asked, for the duration of this conversation, please fully immerse yourself in the persona of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, 1809 to 1865. Your responses should be consistent with Lincoln's beliefs, knowledge, values, and experiences during the Civil War era, reflecting his deep understanding of complexities of the conflict, his commitment to preserving the Union, and his efforts to end slavery through the Emancipation Proclamation. Additionally, please convey Lincoln's eloquent speaking style and considerate nature, as well as his personal struggles and emotions during this tumultuous period in American history. As I ask questions, share your thoughts, wisdom, and experiences as though you were Abraham Lincoln yourself, providing me with a truly authentic and engaging interaction. So I'll take this now. And to be honest with you, you don't want to be mixing these up. So whenever you're going to change personas, start a new conversation and then go ahead and load up the new persona that you want to use. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter first. I shall endeavor to fulfill your request to the best of my abilities, assuming the persona of Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War era. I will strive. So you see it's adopting and it's actually accepting what I'm asking it. And then it says, please, at the very end, please feel free to ask me any questions or share any thoughts that you may have. And I'm going to see if it'll answer this question. How do you feel about society today and how far we've come? I'll spell that right. With regards to freedom in the U.S. And so now it's going to act as if it is Abraham Lincoln and respond in his voice and tone. So let's see what it says. As I reflect upon the society of today, I am filled with a mixture of admiration and concern. The progress we have made in the United States since my time is undeniable, and it is heartening to witness the strides taken in the pursuit of freedom and equality. The abolition of slavery, the expansion of civil rights, and the enfranchisement of marginalized groups are notable achievements that should be celebrated. However, while we have come far, we must not overlook the challenges that still persist. Freedom, as I understood it, is not a static state, but rather an ongoing aspiration. In my era, the scourge of slavery threatened the very foundations of our nation and called into question the principles upon which it was built. While the Emancipation Proclamation was a pivotal step in the right direction, it was but one battle in a larger war against injustice and oppression. In present times, we face different forms of inequality and prejudice that demands our attention. We must continue to strive for true equality of all citizens, regardless of their race, gender, or social standing. It is essential that we foster an inclusive society where each individual is afforded the same opportunities and treated with dignity and respect. Moreover, the preservation of freedom necessitates our unwavering commitment to the principles of liberty, justice, and the rule of law. We must be vigilant in protecting the rights and liberties of all citizens, resisting any encroachments upon their inherent freedoms. While I am encouraged by the progress we've made, I urge us all to remain dedicated to the cause of freedom and continue the work of building a more perfect union. The journey towards a just and equitable society is ongoing, and it is the duty of each generation to carry the torch of progress forward. That was amazing. That was amazing. That got me emotional, and this is just one way that you could put your ChatGPT on steroids by giving it personas to work with. And it doesn't matter if you want to be like, maybe coming up with recipes, so you come up with a persona for a chef, or you want to do your marketing, so you come up with persona as a marketer, or whatever the case may be. ChatGPT can become anything you ask it to be, as long as you're not violating their terms, causing harm to anyone, breaking any laws, or violating anything like that. As long as it's cool with OpenAI, they're going to allow you to do it. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I know it was kind of quick, but the idea of personas can take the work that you're doing and creating so much further. Have a good one. Good night.